What's up, everybody? It's time for my year-end review, I guess you'd say. Just kind of a reflection on this past year and what's been going on in my life, and how my journey's going, some things that I've accomplished and stuff like that. 2 years ago, I was sitting out here, not on this porch, but one down the beach from here. Yeah, this is not my normal backyard by any means. I always take a couple weeks to come down here and have a good vacation and do some reflecting and some thinking ahead of things I want to accomplish next year. So yeah, 2 years ago down here, I joined a program called Virta to help push me along in my efforts to lose more weight. Up to that point, I had lost 100 pounds, just kind of doing keto, just my way of doing things, and that worked out well, but I was needing some more accountability and things like that, and I already had some tools, and Virta kind of helped with that. Virta helped me reach a long-term goal this year, which was to hit 250 pounds, and man, that was a big achievement in my life. When I first started out, I just said I want to hit 250 pounds kind of as a joke or just as a pie in the sky goal, and I didn't really even think I'd hit it at 403 pounds when I made that goal. But I said, it'd be nice to hit 250. I've always said I don't really have a goal. My body, I guess, will tell me when I'm done, but it was great to hit that goal this year. And also another goal in my life that I achieved was staying sober another year, and that made 4 years this year. Here just on the 5th of December, I hit 4 years, and I remember also that saying a few more years. This is, I guess the beach is a place for me to just kind of rethink my life. Yeah, I remember being down here several years ago and working through the steps and Celebrate Recovery, and I'd sit back here on this back porch and just work through that workbook and try to dig into my own life and see what was causing some of the problems that I was dealing with. And I'm so thankful to that program for my recovery. It's been a blessing, and every day sober is a gift, and I thank God for that. Every pound lost to me is a gift, and I thank God for that as well. So those are some of the goals that I've hit this past year. This year alone, I lost 23 pounds, which don't sound like a lot, but I looked at my chart on Carb Manager, and I downloaded the information, and 23 pounds sounds like, well, that's 23 pounds for 12 months. That's, 2 pounds a month average. But I had a couple spikes this past year. One, I had a kidney stone, and for some reason there was causing inflammation. I had fluid and stuff building up, and my weight shot up a couple times. So I got to just kind of curious. I'm like, well, how much weight did I lose counting gains? You do it like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I only lost 109 pounds this year. I can only show you 23 of them as far as the scales go from here to here. But when you start counting gains and losses, gains, losses, gains and losses, 109 pounds this year. So that means throughout my life, I've probably lost 1 million pounds. But the main thing is not to give up on stuff like that. You have to stay faithful, because every day you go in there and you get on the scales, it's up a pound, down a pound, up a pound, down a pound. It's kind of like the stock market. You look at it one day and you're making money, and the next day you're losing money, and it's like, but you can't let it drive you crazy, because hopefully the end results will be in your favor. So that's kind of some of the personal things that's going on in my life. I'm just very thankful for that. As far as my channel goes and what's going on with it, one of the things that I did learn in Celebrate Recovery is to don't let your life become unmanageable, because when your life's unmanageable, that's when you start doing kind of irrational things like either overeating, drinking, things like that. When you feel out of control, those things are prone to sneak in. And YouTube, for those of you that don't know, became a tool for me. My sponsor suggested that I get a hobby, to find something to replace drinking on weekends and things like that. So I was already kind of doing this weight loss journey, and I figured, well, that'd be a cool hobby. I had to learn how to use the camera, how to edit videos, how to make thumbnails, how to just do all this stuff that I had no clue what I was doing. I still don't. And that's all right. This is not my job. It is still a hobby. But that makes me come to my point. When I first started, I told my wife I'm going to do 3 videos. I'm just going to do 3 videos. I'm going to see how it works out. And then I upped it to, I'm like, well, I enjoy doing that. I'm going to do like 10 videos. And I said, well, all right. You know, I made a personal commitment to myself. So then after that, I said, well, I'm going to do it for a year. I'm going to do a video every week for a year and see how it works out. I've been loving doing that, and it's been a commitment because once I set out to do it, no matter what, I put out a video. I'm like, man, I got to do it because I said I'm going to do it. In an effort to keep my life manageable, I'm probably going to slow down my production of videos because a lot of people don't realize that's a lot of work. I mean, yeah, I'm going to be cooking no matter what. But man, in the time that I can cook a meal, a new recipe even, it takes 3 times as long to actually record it and do it that way. And then there's the editing and things like that. A lot of things you don't see, and that's cool because that's part of the process. I mean, that's part of the hobby part to me. I mean, after work and having a hard day, instead of drinking a beer, I just open the video editor and start hacking on videos, and I enjoy that. But I don't ever want it to feel like it's my job or I have to do it. I mean, it's supposed to bring relief to my life, so not create more problems. And anyway, I'm just saying that because I'm going to back down just a little bit this year. I may do one every 2 weeks. I'm saying my goal is going to be one every 2 weeks. And you know what? If I do an extra one, if I find an easy recipe or something simple, I might pump one out a week. But I'm going to reel back just a little bit because here's another thing that's kind of weird. When I was 400 pounds, I didn't go out a lot. I was self-conscious. I didn't go out. I'd go into restaurants wondering if the chair's going to hold me up. Am I going to fit in the booth? Are those people over there laughing at me? All kinds of things was going through my head, and I just didn't go out a lot. But now that I've lost 150 pounds, most places that I've been into recently, I can fit in the booth. Some restaurants, y'all need to work on the chairs anyway because they're flimsy. But like this little wood chair I'm sitting in now, you know, at one time I would have been kind of nervous. But anyway, man, that I'm losing weight and I'm feeling more comfortable about not breaking things. I want to try to go out more with my wife and enjoy things that I used to didn't enjoy. I'm still kind of a homebody. I don't like going out a lot. I've got this thing about crowds. I don't like crowds a whole lot. That's why I'm at the beach in the middle of winter. There's nobody here. Not many people anyway, but I enjoy solitude sometimes and tranquility and things like that. But I do want to do more things this year. I want to get out more. I want to experience things and not let my weight be a hindrance to those things. So as far as the channel goes, I will back down, produce some videos. And speaking of the channel, you know, through the channel this year, I've been able to try 38 new recipes. That's one of the other goals of the channel, was to try new foods, because everybody's like, oh, keto, you're doing the same stuff. All you're doing is eating bacon every week and blah, 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 whatever. But man, I have tried some awesome recipes. I've created one that's all my own. I mean, it's mine. From scratch, I created a liver mush recipe, and I worked hard on that. My wife's like, man, you've been working on that for a couple months, and you ended up with like a 10-minute video. But I wanted to do something that was meaningful to me. So I come up with a keto liver mush recipe. You can check it out. All this stuff you can talk about. We'll talk about it in the description below. But now there's a Nisa's liver pudding shortage in my area. And for those of you that are not in the Piedmont, North Carolina, I know this is just going to go over your head. But yeah, we take our liver much serious. And the Nisa's plant's been shut down for a little bit due to some issues that they're having. And there is a liver mush shortage, and it's causing all kinds of problems. But hey, you know what? I got a recipe for it, and it's not quite the same, but it's very close. And it's keto friendly. That's a shameless plug for that video. But the biggest video of all my recipe videos was the keto Bojangles bow rounds. That got more views than any of the other recipes. And man, on the way to work I'd stop by old Bojangles and get me some bow rounds, and they were so good. I love those things, and I'm like, man, there's got to be a way to make them keto friendly, and I've worked it out. And now they've got another thing at Bojangles where they're like giant bow rounds, and they're putting sausage and or bacon and eggs in between 2 bow rounds. So I'm gonna try to make that in an upcoming video. Using a secret ingredient. I ain't going to reveal it yet, but we're going to try to make some hash browns out of something interesting. And also, you know, even though I've done a lot of videos, those 38 videos on recipes, I had a couple podcasts that I've done. I had the pleasure of interviewing a lady named Tammy Gorsuch, and shared her weight loss journey and her health journey through keto lifestyle. And I've enjoyed doing a couple interviews, and I want to do more of those in the future. But those I enjoy doing because it's nice to talk to other people that are in the same boat that I'm in. They're dealing with some of the same things that I'm dealing with. And so, yeah, the podcast, I was trying to do podcast this year a little bit, and just kind of an update on my journey and things like that. And most people don't care about me. I mean, they don't care about my journey or anything like that. They want a recipe or something like that. But there are you out there that you do care. And so what I did was I started a Facebook page for the channel. It'll be in the description as well. But that's kind of a behind the scenes look at like videos, recipes that I'm doing. But yeah, it never fails. I get through recording a video on a recipe, and I get done, and I've realized I left a step out, or I forgot an ingredient or something. And so then that gives me the opportunity to elaborate on what I've done. I can talk, you know, just kind of it's not a lot of editing involved or anything. I'm sitting on my back porch. I call it on the porch, you know, with Steve or whatever it was. I can't remember, but I try to do it every week. Just kind of a behind the scenes look at Blue Collar Cook and what's going on there. I know a lot of channels offer a subscription. You can sign up and get like sneak peeks of videos. My stuff's not that important, so I'm not doing that. But I do want to give people an opportunity to interact better. And I may start a few other things this year to work on that interaction. Because, man, I feed off of feedback. I think that when you feed back information to me about your ideas and stuff like that, it helps me to tweak recipes or try new recipes or even get rid of recipes. But yeah, we all have blind spots. I don't know everything. Man, I do know I've lost 150 pounds doing this lifestyle. That's all I can say. And it's not been a straight line either. So anyway, moving on. Another part of my channel is the third leg of the stool, I guess, is product reviews and comparisons. Now, I know for a lot of people, canned meat is a turnoff. They don't care anything about it. And I don't eat it as much as people think I do, but I do enjoy the convenience of canned meat. And I've done some videos comparing Spam versus this or that, or canned ham or whatever, canned chicken. Matter of fact, last year down here, my channel was still pretty much an infant, and I had done a video called Great Value versus Spam luncheon meat, and that video took off. I wasn't making any kind of money at all on YouTube or anything. I wasn't monetized, and that video, while I was at the beach on vacation, just flew through the roof. I mean, it went crazy, and I got monetized and all that, and it was so cool to watch and have fun with that. Yeah, but there's an audience out there for canned meat. And then I done another one shortly after that with corned beef, canned corned beef. And it has been all around the world, man. There's people chiming in from especially the Philippines, about corned beef or canned corned beef specifically. But I never realized that corned beef was that big of a deal around the world, but it is. And so, I enjoy that. And since the channel is monetized now, this is probably an appropriate time to say that a portion of any money I get from my channel goes back to recovery programs or homeless programs. I got several favorite programs around me that I enjoy contributing to. And so every time you watch a video, I make a few cents on that most of the time. And I give back. And then the other part goes into, in all honesty, I'm lucky to break even for the groceries that I put into a recipe video. But you know what? Hey, it's not about the money. I enjoy cutting a check every month and just saying, hey, this comes from my own experiences of recovery and eating well or whatever. So, and let me just say a sincere thank you to everybody that's liked, subscribing, all that stuff. I always say that in every video. But I do appreciate it. You help me out. You encourage me through the comments and things like that, and it's neat and also terrifying to see people trying my recipes out. because just because I like something don't necessarily mean that other people will. But so far so good. I've had some good feedback on those things, and for my prepper friends out there, I appreciate you guys, and I know that I know you're out there. You might not subscribe and like, but I know you're there. And for all the encouragement I get I'm a part of several communities on Facebook and in Virta and their community. I just so much encouraging feedback that I get from that, and just brightens my day. So thank you for that. So as 2026 comes up, look, let's go ahead and commit to ourselves things we want to do, and not just commit to ourselves, but keep those promises to ourselves. When I set out on this journey several years ago, I didn't have any idea that I was going to go through some of the things I went through. And yeah, there were setbacks, and that's okay. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to fall off the wagon, so to speak, and eat stuff you probably shouldn't eat. But you know what? Get back up, climb back up on that horse and go. And if you're battling addictions, you know what? Same thing, man. If you don't win today, try again tomorrow, because eventually, one day it'll be your last drink. One day it'll be the last time you used. 4 years ago, I didn't set out for that day to be the last day I took a drink, but guess what? It was. And I can look back at that and just say, well, I'm glad I didn't quit, because there's some things important in my life that I hold dear to me, and I want to see them through. And so whatever you're dealing with, stick with it. Keep pressing forward. The old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So let's challenge 2026. Let's go at it. Let's be positive about it, and one day at a time. And you know what? We'll be sitting out here this time next year talking about a list of accomplishments, big or small. And hey, until then, well, not till then, but until the next video, may the Lord bless you and eat well. And I hope that you achieve the things you're trying to achieve with a keto, low-carb lifestyle, or sobriety, or whatever it is in your life. So God bless you.